Welcome back to the Green Screen, the only UNT sports news show. I'm your favorite host, Evanson Frank Love, and it's been a pretty good week of Mean Green sports. And one thing I know for sure is that this week, Elijah Thomas, he is excited to give you guys some updates. Isn't that right, Elijah?
Yeah, I'm very excited. We won 2 big games to, secure a spot in the American Athletic Conference tournament. We won 62-58 against UAB and 62-58 against Rice. Same score, right? That's kind of weird, but that marks the 7th clutch game for us to, the end of regular season. So we battled some adversity to end this regular season to get into the American Athletic Conference tournament. But it looked shaky to start. We were down 12, but we started to create some turnovers. Deshaun Stevenson hit some big-time threes late to swing the momentum of the game. It was really led by them two defensively creating these turnovers. It was David Terrell, and it was also Deshaun Stevenson. Instead of offensively them, carrying the load, it was defensively. They both had 3 steals individually to, change the momentum of this game. And also Josiah Shackelford. Josiah Shackelford cooked in this game. He was eating on the boards, 10 boards in this game, 11 points. He hit a big-time shot in the short corner late, a little fadeaway turnaround to basically seal the deal for us. And it was a big-time win for us and our fans to, mark that key win for us to go into the tournament with some momentum. And Daniel Robinson has some things to say after Wednesday night's win.
This time of year, everyone's fatigued. I mean, you're mentally and physically fatigued. And so, we just kept prodding the guys. These guys have a lot of pride. We lost at Rice. Our guys, one of the things that they said they wanted to do today was avenge the loss. We didn't represent ourselves down in Houston at our best. We didn't play our best game. And so, they had pride and came back. And it's senior night. We wanted to represent our seniors the right way. And then also, we wanted to even up in the conference standings, finish up the best we could, 9-9. And now we see where we land in the seeding.
As Coach mentioned, representing our seniors the right way. I feel like our team did that, but also the fans. Jeremiah Richards has something to say to the fans after the game as well.
Thank you, Elijah. I'm Jeremiah Richards, and today we are outside the pit where UNT is playing Rice, and we're going to be asking fans how they felt about the game. All right, today we're here with
Braylon.
And Braylon, obviously you went to the UNT game today. How did you feel about the game?
Hey, that's a way to come back and hang in there. That is a great fight. Way to come back and win. Even in the bad weather, that's how you come out and hoop, man, for real.
Man, it was really good, honestly. I mean, the first half didn't really know where it was going, but they came through at the end of the second, and it was awesome down the stretch, man. So it was a great time.
That was fire, you know what I'm saying? To come back at the end, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we got some work to do, man, but it's like the comeback is all we need, you know what I'm saying?
Felt real good. They hit a bunch of threes in the first half. We got down, but, I like the fight, the defense, and we were able to get the good win.
How many games have you been to this year?
How many games have I been to? I've been to, this is my first game. It's my first game, but it don't matter though. It's my first game, and it was the first game I was here, and they won, because that's all that matters. You see what I'm saying? When the rain pours, my team wins.
If you were Coach Danielle Robinson, what would you tell the team after the game in the locker room going into conference play?
Ooh. Hey, we got to just keep the energy up, play defense, and if we finish the game how we ended it, we won't lose. Like, we just got to play the same way the entire game.
I mean, you just showed it. You showed you can come back when you're down, and you can play under the pressure. That's exactly what you need going into that kind of situation. So I think that they have a great opportunity in the tournament. I mean, we did great in 2023, and I think we'll do just as good this year.
I say go win, just stay focused. We're about to go to, the tournament, the American tournament. Just get a few good wins together, stay focused.
Those bro said.
That's all from me and fans at the Super Pit. Back to you guys in the studio.
Mentioning Josiah Shackelford earlier being an impact player in this game, that's really been the key for us over the, the stretch of this regular season, these past 3 to 4 games. It's really been the others. It hasn't really been just, David Terrell and Stevenson carrying the offensive load. It's been a lot of the other ones, and that's what I've really called for, and one of those guys have been Cole Franklin. I said, he might have been benched or whatever the case may be, or maybe a confidence thing of him playing 30 minutes or whatever, not scoring that many points, but he made me shut my mouth for sure. So respect to him. We was down 59-58 against UAB, one of those 2 games to end the stretch of the regular season. He had a big time shot, had 9 points in that game, and he had a big time shot for us to seal the deal there. So he made me shut my mouth for sure. So respect to him for that. But it hasn't just been just him. Like I said, Josiah Shackelford, Buddy Hammer, Dylan Arnett, all the others have been, contributing, whether it's defense or offense on the glass. Reese Robinson as well had a big-time game in UAB as well. So it's been all of the others. others. And right now we're sitting in 7th in the conference. Going into the postseason, and that can change over the weekend because we got FAU playing Wichita State on Sunday at 2 p.m. and you got Temple versus Tulsa. So those games can really change the trajectory of us in the seeding. Right now we're 9-9 in conference. We can maybe end up 6, and 6 and up gets a bye. So that would be good for us to get a couple weeks off to prepare for this stretch run in the the postseason. And also if we finish 7th, the spot that we are now, we can play that 10th matchup and basically play ourselves into the tournament. So basically this weekend can shake up things and allow us, to see who we're really going to face in the first round of the conference tournament.
At the end of the day, when it mattered most, we won the last 2 games. Very excited. A lot of implications going in for the tournament. We'll see. Hopefully we can get a win. Thank you so much for the update, Elijah, man. And what character it chose for you to apologize, today. Glad to see that, man. You don't see that out of a lot of reporters here today, so thank you for the update. Now, I know our men's basketball team had probably everybody sweating, but not as much as our track and field team because they were moving. And our track and field reporter, Brandon Martinez, I'm pretty sure he wasn't moving as fast as them, but he was still able to catch up on some updates for him. Isn't that right, Brandon?
That's right, Evanson. Now, I may not be fast, but remember, life's a marathon, not a sprint. Talking about sprinting, though, last weekend at the AAC Indoor Championships, the Mean Green went out and dominated. Let's start out with our women's indoor team. They were champions. Let's talk about our women's coaching staff of the year. Shout out Coach Doug Marshall. Our men's most outstanding track performance, Hendrick Hundle. Congratulations to him. And we also had other medalists such as Ariana Williams with the silver 400-meter run, Claire Spiller, the bronze triple jump, and London Maxwell in the bronze 3,000 meter. I talked with Fabrienne Foster about slowing down and staying level-headed as the season isn't over with them going into outdoors. Here's what she had to say.
I think you have a choice to really be keeping your energy going back down because you go back under up. So the weights get back harder. You go back into that burned out. Awesome. But I feel like knowing that when you peak and you will be able to perform how you need to perform, that's what gives you pretty much a silver line. So I feel like being able to go back under that, go back to that heavy work, it reminds me to stay present. Take it one day at a time. Breathe.
Now you see what she's saying. That's why we are winning. A lot of Coach Marshall's sayings are really going into the works as they keep winning, they keep producing, and their mindset hasn't changed. They're taking it one day at a time, and they're working hard. They're working very hard, and they're headed to the TCU alumni invite on Friday, March 20th. And they're excited. They're ready to work and keep competing in this outdoor season. And that's all I got for you today, Evanson. I'm taking it back to the desk. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon. I know we just got our track and field update, but I just got some interesting news earlier today before we started the show, and it's that our women's basketball reporter, Mason Garcia, apparently he ran a 4.440 time. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of you are questioning that, as so am I. I'm pretty sure he's questioning it. Isn't that right, huh?
No questions about it for me. I mean, cameras weren't on, but you can go and check with Athlete Training and Health in Arlington about it. Somebody who did have the cameras on when they were performing is Megan Nestor. She had 15 points, 19 rebounds in this last game. It was a loss to Wichita State, but those 19 rebounds secured her spot in history, and she's now the American Conference all-time leading rebounder for a single season. So congratulations to Megan for that. On to the team-wise, 2-game losing streak. I mean, I talked about last week, you really don't want to go into the tournament on a 2-game losing streak, but at the same time, those 2 games didn't really matter in the long run. I mean, spot was already clinched, but USF and Wichita State, not 2 teams you necessarily want to lose to. But again, spot was already clinched, working on some things. I mean, getting some people more aggressive on offense, getting some shots up. So there was things to work on. But that tournament, it does start March 10th. And as far as playoffs and tournaments go, I mean, we saw it with the Rangers in 2023. The hottest team wins. I mean, they went into the playoffs on a losing streak, and then they got hot, they won it all. So, I mean, there's not really a team in this tournament that's unbeatable. Rice is the favorites, but again, they're not unbeatable, only lost by 2 points the last time we played them, so we'll see.
times right now because when it comes to tournaments, you never know what can happen, and hopefully our women's basketball team can make it all the way, but we got to take it one game at a time. Thank you so much, Mason. Just so you know, I will be doing some hefty research on that 40 time. Really? I do need to see it. Let's move on to our men's golf team. They actually will not be swinging until 3 days. They'll be at the Oaks Burn Classic in Lafayette, Louisiana. But our women's softball team, they have been swinging bats, and our women's softball reporter, Matt Mehl, he's here. I'm not too sure if he can swing a bat himself. I'm going to let him tell us that right now. Matt, can you?
Unfortunately, that is not my forte, but luckily it is our softball team's forte. As I got off to a good weekend last weekend, going 3-2 in Lubbock, heading into a game against Oklahoma this Wednesday, where there was a lot of people there. Even Neil Brown was there to throw out the first pitch, which was really cool. Unfortunately, the game did not go the way that we wanted it to. The first 3 innings looked good. We were only down 2-0 after 3. Looked like maybe we would have a chance. But an onslaught in the 4th inning started by an Isabella Emmerling home run opened up a 10-run inning that essentially ended the game for us. It included 4 home runs, 2 by Isabella herself, which is absolutely unreal. And, it wasn't all bad. There was a bright spot towards the end of the game. Madison Conley, who was just named an American Conference honorable mention, hit a home run at the end. This, unfortunately, is an Oklahoma home run. And to talk more about what went wrong is Coach Cody White.
It's just, once again, good hitters. I thought our pitching staff threw great pitches. We can only show them so much. Oklahoma does a great job, so well coached on making adjustments. And so once we saw they made that adjustment on the off speed with Brittany, we had to go on and move on to Annika, and they made quick adjustments on her as well. And they had a lot of momentum when she came out, so that momentum carried a little bit. I thought Kaylee started out really well as well, and then they started making those adjustments off of her. It's just you've got to make some changes against hitters like that. And I was happy how they went out. It's just good hitters.
Just kind of snowballed on.
Like Coach White said, Oklahoma is a really good hitting team. We went through 3 pitchers in that 4th inning and just really couldn't figure anything out to stop Oklahoma's great performance on the offensive side. This weekend we start conference play against UAB. UAB is a really similar team to us. They've been battle tested throughout their non-conference schedule as well. They're 11-10, we're 10-13, 2 very similar teams. It could really go either way, but if we have players like Elizabeth Moffitt and Madison Conley continuing their hot streak, I really feel like we could get maybe 1 or 2 wins this weekend and potentially set ourselves up really well in conference play this year.
Hopefully we can, man. And it was a very devastating loss for our women's softball team, especially since last week we were just on a winning streak, which is very unfortunate. But thank you so much for the update that we have here on our women's softball team. But unlike our women's softball team, our women's tennis team, they are swinging away with wins. And our tennis reporter, Josh Landers, he was dodging tennis balls just to give you guys some updates. Isn't that right, Josh?
Thanks, Evanson. And it's kind of hard to dodge those tennis balls when the Mean Green tennis team is literally swinging their way into the record books. Our tennis team is currently on a 5-game winning streak, with their most recent wins coming against 4-2 against Texas State and 4-1 dominant win against FIU in Denton. Not only is this the longest win streak so far during head coach Amanda Stone's tenure, but also the last time that we've beaten FIU in tennis since 2019. The last time we've defeated FIU in Denton, however, was all the way back in 2013. To put into perspective how long ago that was for anyone wondering, 2013 was the year that North Texas joined Conference USA from the Sun Belt. North Texas also is winning in the recruiting department, as 2 of the top 10 tennis players in the state of Texas have committed to North Texas. These players are Maya Chin and Zamora McKnight, who will immediately be introduced and making a massive impact for this team. Chin is ranked the 87th player in the nation. McKnight is ranked the 50th player in the nation, while defeating junior 5-star players 12 separate times in her career. In the same signing class, UNT also signed Eugene Batsuk, who's definitely shown her worth already for this team in the past few games. North Texas hopes to continue and extend their winning streak this morning, as March 6th and 7th, UNT plans to take on UAB and Tulane in Birmingham, Alabama. UAB is currently 4-6 and Tulane is 6-6, meaning these wins are completely winnable, and the opportunity for a huge win going into conference play would be massive. 4 of 6 of Tulane's losses this season have been against the top 25 tennis teams in the nation, so a win against the Green Wave would be key for our Mean Green. Our next game will be March 11th during spring break after those games as we take on Butler and Oral Roberts in a doubleheader in Denton. That'll be an exciting non-conference matchup and you definitely won't want to miss it. That's all from me. Back to Evanson at the desk.
Thank you, Josh. I feel like it's always a great show when we get to end on a win for one of our Mean Green sports. But most importantly, I'm just glad we were able to give you guys some great updates on our Mean Green sports teams before we soared into spring break. Yes, I know, unfortunately, we won't see you guys until 2 weeks, but what better way to get updates than here at the Green Screen, the only UNT sports news show. Be sure to catch up on some of our episodes during the spring break, and also be sure to check out our Instagram at UNT Green Screen. That's all I have. I've been your host for today. We will see you guys in 2 weeks.